Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, I just needed to go to the garage to close it, so... Yeah, I'm back. Alright, here we go. Speckled band, I don't understand. That's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions joins the cabin, you see. It's up there at the wall. The other words, the cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Oh. Hi, Kuka. Miss Babilola. Has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? No. I don't know anything. Oh. Oh. Oh, no! Excuse me, Mr. Royle. Yes. Okay, that was quick. Holy shit. She just went pew pew pew. But damn, that was quick. Wow, she's fast. Yeah, that's what I said. Bro, that was fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once, please. Alright, I will come now. What? You must leave now. Oh no, it's fine. Don't mind us. Yes, please don't worry yourself, Mr. Willett. Get out! Passengers, head out! Do you want me to throw you out? It looks like you have to leave investigating his cabin until later. What a pity. So we lost our chance. Having still not mentioned investigating Miss Barbara's cabin, we were certainly chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway door. Let's go ahead and save, and we're gonna start the second part of the investigation, shall we? I wish I hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish we managed to find some clues on what a speckled band might be. We haven't investigated at all. And imagine. Means that we won't be able to live for a while longer past the sailing during. It's what I gotta say. I don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, it happened to a great detective friend. Where did he go? Oh, yes, it disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away quietly to the wind, but before I shared him secured by my wrist. Let's go back to our room. Let's get going. Since we can't go back to Miss Barbara's cabin, let's go back to our cabin, shall we? Looks like I'm still investigating in here. Yes, on the subject. I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean, unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Mr. Nadahono-san? Don't you remember he said allowing you to come investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. And he said he lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yes. But I'm sure he is just exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some information for us, you never know. Let's explore. Alright, so we have this little bell on the floor right here. What do you think this is? It looks like broken to the glass. I wonder if this has broken in half. I think that's important. That's gonna be important. Oh! Hi! There you are. Oh! Sorry! Ah, you're back. Inspector! What happened to your faces? Please, don't worry about it. There's your scratches. Made by a bear, maybe? When I told the captain I'd be giving you permission to investigate, he told me he pummeled me from his fist and then tossed me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided to throw me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if I had to. Well, thanks for your efforts. You know, like a little neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh! Mario, Kuko, come here! I bumped into the man claiming to be the great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something Herlock Sholmes? I don't think he was German, though. That explains it. Kukito. So we should compare notes and tell you what we've found. Yes, let's do it. The cabin next door. Oh, fuck. Alright, cabin next door. What? Nicola Pavola. She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what a self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know what a graceful angel. Oops, I think I upset him. Well, it tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case. Oh, how? Because the angels don't harm committing crimes, do they? Oops, now I've definitely upset him. Inspector, investigation here fruitful? If I'm gonna be honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed. I have to hand over to Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there's one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. The great, new information. Mighty, stop! What's the new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Buria medical officer has finished his examination on the body and managed to obtain a report. Oh! Kazuma's post-mortem report? Kazuma-sama. So, what is the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae. This is written on the report. His neck was broken? Oh, okay, that hurts. Yes, it would seem so. There are no obvious wounds or signs of his injury. At first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out there was no trace of poison in the system at all. Well, the weapon was used then. There was no weapon either. He just slipped and fell. There's nothing to be found as he had affected seeing the signs of a wound. It suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see. All the body nerves have run through the spine to the brain, strong enough to impact could produce death. Is it a possibility and no obvious wound will be left? Poor Kazuma. Just goes, pull, you're dead. I have a second copy to report. It might be useful. You're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to leaving his cabin in the first place. Would I? The post-mortem report has been added. Let's see. Given the cause of death as cervical spine injury, there were no traces of external injury or poison. So he just slipped. Just kind of cracked his neck. Oh, Mr. Schultz was here, was he? Yes. He seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much, so he crept around the floor investigating. But I suddenly left, I suppose he must have come on board. Anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes, this one thing is particularly shocking. It's shoe polish! That's all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. That on the floor, that little bell on the floor of shoe polish. It's over there by the piece of broken glass, do you see it? Or perhaps it's taking a brick-colored mark, do you think? Ah, yes, it must be it. But how did Mr. Sean use shoe polish? The least we called, I'm afraid I have no idea. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? Sort of like a dark brownish red, then. Yes, a little like a color of red wine, but dark. I have to repair them for him. Oh! So does this mean that mark was made by polish on Kazuma's shoes and scuffed on the floor? So that's shoe mark polish. That's really all I can tell at this stage. I can return a short trip by post. It's boring here. Yeah, this might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector. He looks exhausted. Oh, no. Well. I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asoki-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pay is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke up this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. There's something in that chicken, I guess? Let's get out of here. Let's go back to the hallway real quick. Ah! Look, Narahodo-san! Seaman strong enough is gone. Strong enough. The burliest Russian man who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us? Oh, all the Russian names are impossible to remember! Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. This caroling. Another lark-like voice. Oh, never mind, that was a golden opportunity. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's go inside Miss Pavlov's cabin when we can investigate. Definitely. Before that, I shall have a strongy knot. Oh, hi! Oh, Mr. Shells, looks. Wow, you don't know he's gonna turn up next to you. He's just like, he must be stealing looks and things himself. I did the great detective way. He's still singing. I think he hasn't noticed this yet. Simply extremely high spirits. Yes, there were times I'm sure you knew, but you had a bit off more than he could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Sherlock was about. Excuse me? I solved it all, stood tall. I did it a great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! Yeah! What is it? You want to fight? Huh? Honestly, interrupting Philip when he's singing is about to reach a climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop. Now's as good a time as any. I do stop chopping the floor with one of my famous reported hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away? Bro. Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before I interrupt you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in studying a ship's logs, penned a slightly built crew and is usually on guard here. Oh, yes, the ship's log. Did you find anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means there was nothing to report, nothing happened, so... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun, really blinded by it. Sorry. Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observing other pages, it shall become clear. It would seem that the same criminal stands sentry in the first-class passageway, and he was almost religiously practicing recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that every 30 minutes? Nothing to report. Precisely. But simply, the same man writes nothing to report, or no, it's just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. So what do you mean? Yes, there's circumstances for last night which led to this. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now. But it could be significant took place. Significant that it caused the sea to forget his regular habits of scribbling. Nothing happened in the log. Important details. I'm gonna stick my life on it. It was like the ship's mental file. That's gonna be important for later. Now that deduction is where we be a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand my ways. I see it as Sholmes' brilliant. Oh, ow! What is it? So, oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to have filled with robbing head this morning for some reason, nothing more. Well, my friends, there must have been some, like, drugs in that chicken or something. Until our next encounter. He's still singing to himself. You can hear the words on the passageway. Something wrong with the sign to last. It's just, but I feel the same. Sorry. Ever since I woke up this morning, I had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? Was there something in that chicken or what? Miss Barbara isn't back yet. San. Oh! Where's she gone? Hey! What are you doing? There's a private thing. It's not the moment to waste another whole time. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Kazuma's sake. Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? I can't long until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to just handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case not a whole time by ourselves if we have to. Yes, we will. Not hold us on. Are you in there? Sorry, I'm right here, yes. Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobes looking in a place like home. Believe me, it is a strange desire to go back in there. Well, anyway, I'm not sure if you're going to fit into this one. Full of beautiful outfits. It's supposed to be stage costumes. Hoping with my friends hiding in there is no such luck. I can't resist. can't really expect it. What do you want me to investigate? Secret. So in the PS4 version, Steam version, you can actually check this pillow, and you actually get an achievement out of it. You can check the bed, and there's an achievement. Also, the bookshelf is here out of place. Every single one is toppled. The same cabin. Maybe it was the ship? Not really bad because of me, you know. My dear, what are you doing, boy? So let's see. Let's go check the trash can again. Let's check the trash can again. Have a look. There's something rubbish, you know. Oh, those eyes look at this rubbish now. However, these first things I think. Exactly, you have no choice. There's something handy in here at all. Oh, well, so let's disappear. Let's check this. Oh my, Miss Bottle's case is open! It's completely empty inside, but according to Great Detective's Great Deduction, she was hiding her special friend in here. This little friend she kept it secret, because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard in Siburia. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there, and more to the point, where is it now? And we have a little cat milk. The little milk. I wonder what is little saucer doing on the floor. Yes, it does look like it's been dropped. Potentially. Do you think there could be a leak on the floor just above here? What, a leak? No, it's not a leak. This is a ship quite safe. I'm sure if there's a little leak on the roof, it wouldn't mean the whole ship's going to sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to preserve herself, isn't she? The teapot is empty. So the natural conclusion is Russians are very thirsty people. Or, because Miss Bottle only came here to this cabin last night, I haven't had a chance to make any tea yet. I mean, better. It's definitely they're excessively thirsty. 1 of 1,000 went on it. You're rather obstinate, aren't you? Not a whole son. Books. There are just a few books on the desk, nothing else looks like it. Oh, Miss Bobby only ran away to ballet last night. She's hardly kept any time at all. That's true. Wonder what kind of book she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. What's he reading? Books written in Russian. Thanks, I forgot to renew that. It's very asking those people not a whole time. Can I remember that? What the fuck? Oh yes, they're displayed in cabin too. Look, passengers who keep weapons or dangerous objects in cabin is strictly forbidden. Plus, my father was realized to keep in contact to read it. Her special friend, I mean. Wonder where it disappears now. Probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I'll just hope Seaman is strong enough to find and throw it overboard. Oh yes, so do I. Let's see if we can explore anything. And then the little vent. So this is the ventilator connects to the customer's cabin next door. Yes, a little ship over something in the ventilator. Maybe. So the gas leak next door, an occupant cabin and notice that raised the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins who died of gas poisoning. That was a possibility. Anyway, last night because it was so special. Strip. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ah! What's that? Shut down the engines immediately! Vessel sighted a 1/4 mile 4! Full stop hard to starboard. All hands brace for impact. What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand. Listen, hold on to me. Ah! Suzuto-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san. Whoa. The thing flipped over. Looks like we avoided a collision. I think. Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Oh my goodness. What about you? Does his ear hurt? No, I'm fine. Oh, fuck. Hello? Is anybody in there to shout if you need assistance? Oh, that sounds like Inspector Hosanaga. Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door quickly. What, the bolt? The door's bolted. No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. How did... Looks like the box. They're all just over before. See, a ship could have done it. What do I say, boys? Naruhodo-san, you're going to open the door to the inspector in? I have been tidying up this place first. Only if would stop at a violent one mystery, at least in a very vivid way, but I knew this way to the other side would be pleasant. I hurried out of tidying up the cabin, a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Alright, we're almost done with this case. We're actually almost done. Surprisingly, it's actually not long, so... Yeah, we're almost done. Even though it's 3 parts, the second part's the shortest, so we're almost done. We have the third part, which is mostly deductions, which is the second and final deduction in this case, so... Let's go. Here we go. So I'm at the door of the cabin we needed a bolt to the emergency stop. Stepped outside, took a deep breath, and gently slid the bolt. Oh, you do best bubble las quarters! You both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about we were going to collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside. It's extremely difficult to see. Someone was found and saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we had to make an emergency stop. Everything's chaos, but just screaming crews are running everywhere. I love showing off. The first class area is only a quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Somehow triggered the alarm. Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? Ah! Look at intruder, dressed all in black. You're the devil. Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but the devil is a first. You opened my traveling case. What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Bavola. Blavlola. It was already open when we came in your cabin. Inspector! Yes? Mario. Arrested this man. Yeah, he did it. He's a criminal. It's not enough that he has to kill a man. Da! Stowaway as well. Dixon promises on steer chicken. Do you believe? Chicken. Taking away is trespassing as well, everything else. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right. You are the devil. It doesn't look good, does it? There's a cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. And give you strength to police. Wait! A cell? Inspector Hosanaga, there's nothing you can do? It's a Russian vessel. I really had no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to his captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible. It's a real crisis. We gotta find a solution. Immediately! Oh! Hi! What are you doing in there? Hi. What the? What are you doing up there? Mr. Swear to Tiara! Naturally, I was analyzing the way to 20,000 rubles. Feels like I'm on the head. Oh my god. If I told you, detectives are business to know whether people do not. This is on the mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no. Well, you hit the hook for him? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight to 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish I determined to bend the constantly looking hook at the wall, go full brang and bounce. You never know whether it's get serious or not. Ah, you again, great detective. Ah, inspector. I've been looking. I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you urgently. Well, you might have drawn it somewhere. I don't know, hook on the wall next time. What's the report? Speak! The urgent report from great detective can mean one thing. Yes. The case of curious murder took place last night. A vessel the steamship Booty, has been solved! By me, naturally. Huh? What? Really? Yes, I have eliminated all your possibilities. No explanations exist. So, allow me to eliminate all your minds. For I am about to reveal the great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Right, Mario? Ha! You have solved it. Even hedgehogs understand this case. We all knew the responsible killings to the boy this morning. We found criminal in the wardrobe. This is Stowaway. We can't have to prove it. I didn't do it! The trouble is, there doesn't appear anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because everyone knows the cabin door is bolted from inside shut. That means the culprit must be someone who's inside the cabin. What the culprit was someone that... What if it was just an accident? Call a locked room, mystery doors, if any questions. Da! Locked room! That is the point! The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no bolt that could be drawn across the outside of the cabin. You're quite so mistaken. The cabin next door is not so-called locked room at all. What? Oh, yes, there's another entrance. An entrance used last night to culprit in order to gain access to the bolted door. The vent. Another entrance! I've never discovered one. Why I gasped an open mouth and even speak. The ventilator, man! The ventilator! You think this is funny? Can't even put the knife through that hole. That's because your arms are thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting the culprit entered the left victim's cabin through a tiny opening. That's not possible! Ah, but it is. Last night, the victim witnessed the intruder act of closing the ventilator. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean you're referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? At 1:23 a.m., I could hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m., what sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grille. Precisely, my dear madam. But what does it mean, the speckled band? The answer is a particular conundrum. It's in this very cabin. But Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There's a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I'm about to expose to you all will shock you to your cores. Behold! Gah! What the? It's a snake. Allow me to introduce you all to the band. The Speckled Band. A snake! Indubitably. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? What? That snake, is it really speckled? Is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Yes, you're right. I think in that case you have to call it the Striped Band, wouldn't you? You both see observe a distinction, however. Do you think? Precisely a trap in which the culprit wishes you to fall. Oh my goodness, really? It's the trap? How exactly? I think perhaps it's time to explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Bubble? I'm sorry, young man who died. That all has nothing to do with me. The whole has nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one, last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. No. She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He's nailed right in the head. This young woman's friends killed Mr. Sogi? He can't speak because he's closed his mouth. It looks like he can't speak with the snake coiled around his head. I would invest with some movement as possible, Seaman. One of the things is a long friend of your neck. So everyone, let us begin. My luck is proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. And then we'll have our turn. But let's see what we got. Intruder's Identity. Miss Bavola, Melissa will claim the following. This death has nothing to do with me. The whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you know how horrible it is, your aching heart smarts of pain. And it is very pain to evidence an extremely link to the victim's death, so we ask, what was the nature of the intruder that stole the victim's cabin that previous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend in which you aboard his vessel, was it not? As I suspected, another telltale glance. Without a doubt, your friend is rivaling serpents we see as before. It can't be. And yet, that leaves effect a quandary. The victim's written observations at night in question of Speckled Band. Whereas, regrettably, I love how he's moving. The specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. It's striped, not speckled, not like little dots. What explanation can we give? Pray, was the sign that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. There's nothing to do with any of this. Well, it does. You've answered the quandary even now, hidden in your back. Yes, it was a trend feeling as a snake sloth skin. Evidently, after the horrible crimes, it must be a deadly friend of yours. It can't be that, no. Shed its original skin. No. I don't know what you're talking about. Looks like a cat toy more than anything. Last night, though, the ventilator visible in the cabin of the Speckled friend just littered next door. Using the bed coordinator side of the bridge, the serpent silently ascended into the victim's quarters. And in the dim light, it appeared the young man was about to lose his life to Speckled band. In summary, the nature of his friend of yours, which last night portrayed the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it softs its skins. A snake so dreadful, which can only imagine would be found in the deepest depths of India. A beloved speckled snake. How Mr. Asogi died. Moving on, here comes the heart of the matter. Grim demise of the victim. How did the young man lose his life, and why? According to the data which apprised, it appeared as though visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the terrible venom. Now, if we take this fact, that's wrong as well. We can reasonably imagine there were evidence and affirm the scene of the crime. Oh no, could it be? Yes, the examination of the deceased's body will prove the death conclusively. Almost, but not quite. And public picture will live the venomous veins tell the truth. Yes, the visage of snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense! There is no point of ignorance, Miss Barbarella. After the incident, you hide everything, didn't you? But now your vulture glance betrays a hiding place you choose. That's right, you linked the victim's cake in the traveling case! When we first met the cabin, attention to pretty arcly. Your serpent assassin was relentless, there's just no doubt. You don't! The time the victim made note of the low whistling sound I heard minutes before him. The signal was not... Did he use your serpent friend? To try? Indeed! You put the serpent through the ventilator and waited a period, summoned back with whistle. You couldn't know the animal had done his duty, so you listened to signs of life next door. If his victim appeared in the dispatch, you released the snake once more. What? What? Did you not see a snake undergone such training? It's not true! Having slithered to the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed to sink his fangs in once. And his venom courses the victim's veins. I think it exists forever. Forever? Oh god, what the hell? That is the true nature of the Speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. The logic is infallible. Death by a venomous snake's bite. That doesn't make any sense. Because you know how he died? He died through basically cracking his neck, so, nah. Deduction is Speckled's band. No, not really. The snake, bro. As Pavlov trained our pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you observe the saucer and milk promised the food key and the creature. But incredibly, you solved the mystery! Amazing! Your deduction really lives up to its name. See how White Hurler shows got such a household name? My dear man, it was nothing remarkable, as the Russians say. I could have done it with my left hand. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Shelves? But of course, was your man. It's just, I've had your deductions before, so that makes quite make sense to me. Welcome, questions to my methods. You answer well and proudly. Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. They can't drink milk. You are well informed, madam. And reptiles, don't drink milk. Ah. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's possible to train a snake to using milk as a reward. True. No matter. No doubt Miss Powder used a real treat to encourage it from the beginning, like a mouse. Milk is merely an example. Logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. Ah. Yes, I'm not sure if it's possible to signal a snake is whistling. But madam, what are the tales of Arabia? I haven't heard of the snakes that dances on the flute. I think perhaps the performers played the music in line with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears? These creatures are indebted to be practically useless! Don't take it on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There is one other thing. You have more? Snakes use the scales and abilities to propel themselves. So, if I'm really sure a snake can manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the one of those cabins, then it should try harder! Please don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through some ventilator next to our cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there is a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine a snake in a part of this. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, no, you don't mean. Yes, we need to modify Mr. Chumsei's seduction, turn them into great ones they ought to be. If I had a feeling that was coming. Alrighty, I'll give it a try. But just as a wait. Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, right. So, cast your eyes upon your wrist again. What? You've done it again. Your echoes are gone. Where did they go? Magic! Fear not, I should have started. Work is done. I really wish I would leave them off. Now everyone, let us begin. Her luck shows proud to present with logic and reasoning spectacular! Let's go. Alright, beloved speckled snake. So we know it's not a snake. Let me claim the following. Let's do some corrections. This stuff has nothing to do with me, this whole thing. You have to see yourself. The aching heart smarts of pain. She does have a pain expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though because of what I was deaf is weighing heavily on her mind. You're not sure Mr. Sholmes spoke very quickly. Is that could be some way to interpret expression? Just a moment. I really look very closely in this spot. The right ear. Continues beautiful hair like little pink shells. Oh, what's this? Something attached to your ear. Ah, so it's called earring. It's a piece of jewelry. An earring, is it? It's really tiny. Perhaps some part of it's missing. It's broken off. Those left is clasped part and touches the ear. In that case, she doesn't appear to have noticed it's broken. And then her left ear has the thing on. So it looks like it's her right ear. Newspaper. So your right ear smarts with pain, isn't it? It's her ear. Oh fuck! See, this is what happens when you get it wrong. This is what happens. That duction was fun to give her away. Yes, it's funny to hear is part of it. This happens when you fail, by the way. Never wanted to hear it is quite pain effect. Oh, sorry, I'll try it again. Even Mr. Schultz calls you out, that's so funny. But let's see what we can find. So, let me see. Claw scratch. There's a claw scratch. Oh, Naruhodo-san, looks like a very painful wound. Looks like a scratch makes some kind of small animal. And fairly recently, too. Well, whatever scratch appears around here. So, it's the claw scratch. I actually missed it. Oops. But yeah, here we go. I just wanted to show you what happens when you get it wrong sometimes. It just calls you out on it. There we go. Yes, when you recall those hard events, the claw scratch smarts of pain. Indeed! It's the wound is fresh. Let's follow that. Did you receive that scratch? Sometime last night. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I sad, the pain in the wound is worse. And it's the very pain that evidence you extractable linked to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of it? Why, naturally, it's the friend of which you board this vessel, was not. Ah, fuck! I dropped my phone! The telltale glance. My phone fell. Without a doubt, your friend is a rippling serpent see before us. Can't be the snake. We know that for a fact it's not the snake. Seems like the scratch mark in the back of Napoleon's hand was made by a friend of hers, doesn't it? Except snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. If I don't have hands or feet, claws might grow. Well then, if it's to make it her pet, what was the trade to be a friend of hers? Okay, so the whole time, which is smart. So, photograph frame. Look what we got here. Oh, it's a cute little kitty. Look at that photograph in the frame. It must be something Miss Baba with her. She ran away. So it's a beauty, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, the little black creature is only with me. Maybe we better take a close look at it. Little kid. Look at that cute little cat I was cuddling with. Oh, the cute little kid. They could vie with you. Could not hold up silence. Blackest outfit. Black kid. From the look of the picture in this photo, that's very attached to it. It's a little kitten. Without a doubt, your friend is the kitten we see. Yes, the scratch at the back of the head makes it abundantly clear. Oh no. Whatever about the black kitten isn't clear, but what's clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Darka, my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, the fact leaves an quandary. The victim's written observations noted to tell the Speckled band, whereas regrettably, it's a cat. The specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. What is this Speckled band? This we could have a give prey. This fight upon the victim's eyes last night. No, don't look at me. It's nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to Quintry, even though hitting you in your back. Trying to defend conceal snake's soft skin. That is not. It's definitely a cat toy. Not even know it's a cat. Do you see that? She must have taken the pocket and hit me on her back. And left in her pocket would never even known. Oh yes, toys like that. Mr. Schultz's specialty is to reveal something. But deduction was specialty, maybe making me believe it was a boy too. Anyway, find his beliefs next skin. Well, it is speckled, and it is a band, but what is it? It's big, soft and fluffy, like a long piece of cloth of sort. Looks like a handle in the end. It may be a cat's toy. Oh, it's a toy for cats. Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens love it. It's a particular sort of play. Only needed to wave in front of them and they pounce to catch it. Sounds possibly adorable. So it's a cat's toy. That's the Speckled band. It was a cat's toy this entire time. There we go. Yes, the thing you're trying but failing to conceal is a cat's toy. Precisely, the true-natured, now infamous Speckled band. Ah. And it was his toy that dangled over the ventilator. That he saw. When you waved it around and pursued, naturally the victim would have failed to notice. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there must be only one answer to that. After a feeling, friend disappeared to the ventilator in the neighboring cabin. Miss Bobbin attempted to use the Speckled cat's toy and incite the creature to return. Ah, makes sense. In summary, the nature of the friend Pavel's which was infiltrated into crime was a little cat. It's a infamous Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. Yeah! A truly troublesome feline your Darka is proving to be must be caged once found. You'll prove of borrowing the photograph of your pets, Miss Pavel. The photograph is from the court record. There you go. It was after I gave her the food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and ran up the bedboard. Before I could find anything, she had disappeared into the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. So now we know. It's the cat. A beloved kitten. Topic number 2. How Mr. Asogi died. Moving on, we come to the matter. Demise. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data in which it arrives, it would appear to show visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. We know it's not a snake anymore, so Mr. Sholmes says it's true. There was no signs of a wound anywhere. That's right, but Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of a very important detail. Anyone wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him information he's missing now. The autopsy mortem report. That post-mortem report. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes, I knew it was one another. Necklace. Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only the Goliath will be strong enough to survive that. Same man strong dove isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out anyway. How could afford the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take the fact of this, we can reasonably imagine the evidence affirms the scene of the crime. Oh no, would it be? Yes, examining Lucy's body will prove the death conclusively. Someone died because his neck was broken, other than the words possibly struck by something or someone. Distinct possibility. As yet, it's not going to be found though. Presumably, Darko was silently crept up behind him to deal with the fatal blow, I suppose. It's possible that had fall hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune. He broke his neck by accident. Oh yes, a bad fall. Rather, I believe because of Osama though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix the abduction somehow. I've seen it could explain what happened. The mark on the floor. Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. A particular mark so prominently visible in the victim's body is possible shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed, possibly identified in a little analysis device that constructed carried a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, dye are my result, and undeniable grease of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color Mr. Asogi's lace leather shoes. Looking at the mark, it is hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asogi must have caught his foot at the point of the floor and tripped. Please, no. And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck on some of his logic, then fell on the floor. Just a pure bad accidental fall. He got a below his spine, and victim's vertebrae shattered, and in the instant, he lost his life. No! So he literally just straight up just went, bloop, help, I fell and I can't get up, and died. I don't know, but we know for I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss? We'll see how this goes. What about the evidence left at the scene? Mr. Asogi lost his life. Yes, the facts are clear to me as day. He did all he could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now the volunteer glance betrays the hiding place he chose. The trash. That's right, the traveling case. It's the trash can. We know it's a trash can now, so. I don't believe because it was really tripped over and now he's no more. Can't be true. I mean, it's hard to believe when a mark on the floor doesn't seem just as happened. But, as part of Mr. Shell's deduction is right, Miss Bavada tried to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here's in the cabin. Somewhere in the direction cast your eyes. Who might wonder? Let's have a good look around. See somewhere. There it is! Waste paper basket. Oh. That's right. You hid the evidence that links to the waste paper basket. Huh. Here we have the fragment of the semi-cremated glass object of seen with familiar air, in fact. Precisely, he's found another piece of broken glass in Mr. Sluggy's cabin. And if you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no. So, Miss Baba, as you should consider, what would be a part of the glass object which had broken the scene of the victim's death? We found a waste paper basket in your cabin. Yeah! You're well acquainted with Glass Bell, are you not? I don't know. It's a hush Russian accent of yours. So save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking to you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Nadahodo. Yes. The evidence linking is the glass would be the picture. If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Dark Horse collar, this very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night this after a continuous fall. That is just like the worst way to die. And the cause of stop. Your absent feline friend, Darka. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Death by tripping over a cat. comedic, but sad at the same time. God damn. Elementary, dear boy. I can't. You trip over a cat and just die? Yeah, honestly. I mean, tripping can cause death. It's not exactly out of the ordinary, but still. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pablo? Tell us exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late I hadn't time to feed Darka, and I gave him some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was so fast, she disappeared in the ventilator before I could stop her. And as I acquired a rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, take it? Yes, and I had the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not Darka with me. Yes, the modern science suggests animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So, I listened and listened, tried to hear if there was a noise in the next cabin. Come here, Mario. Come here. Mario, what are you doing? Come here, little boyo. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping. So at that point, I thought it was safe to try to lure the kitten back. By dangling the end of the toy to the ventilator in the adjoining cabin. Dark always loved this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using a favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling sound Kazuma wrote about his diary was Miss Barbara trying to retrieve her pet. I guess I've possibly really hidden in the shadows, so I'm frightened. Yes, and so there's nothing I could do. I decided to wait until she'd come down. But then... No! I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang! And afterwards, nothing. Totally silent. Kazuma was... God, Dude. From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that when you heard the victim slipping in the glass dome, tripping. The SS Beauty has a large vessel. She can even fish rolling violently without warning. Some of her soggy already balanced the result of the ship lurking a king gone under his feet. In combination of unfortunate factors could have easily caused him to fall over. Really badly! That's a deadly fall! Pick up a can afterwards. In the end, I managed to get to the back of the ventilator. Yet Dark was nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to lock my case, and now she's disappeared again. Where did this little bitch go? Gracious, that cat is insufferable restless as so I am. Well, now he knows about himself at least. When I woke up this morning, I heard the young man in the cabin next to me, and I died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. So you went in and tried to fabricate the... I was so scared. Scared that they would send me back. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right. Where is it? The snake is in your friend, but who's it already come from? What are the creature doing aboard the ship? Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Pirosco. Then why do you bring pets if you say they're supposed to be pets? What? What? That snake belongs to you? He escaped from cage with letters to your land son. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Ha! We are safe for 1 year. We want to be so long without a close friend, without someone who understands. Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? But my dear burly fellow, Gardrum is venomous snake. Surely you can appreciate danger of putting him in. No venom. Huh? Beetle's skull does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, very gentle, but very adorable, like Granny. Like Granny. It's venomless? Yes. Now he's hungry. He's in a bad mood, but once I feed him, I see him a big smile. And you feed him what? Milk? Ha! Like they say, milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are really stupid stories. Pisco eats mouse. Pirosco. Big, fat, round mouses. Oh. So. Is that what the mouse trap in the passageway out there is for? Of course. That's my friend's favorite food. That makes more sense. Makes the top of the food so chin looking eyes right there. It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did someone something so enough land starting roll? It's not my fault. I did not make up stories. But because Pirosco has nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Just a pure accident. Just a pure damn accident. Wow, that sucks, dude. That really sucks. Just a pure fucking accident. That's horrible. God. Miss Barbola. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then there's no matter what circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But what are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? If I just confessed everything. I was just serious unfortunate events, an accident. I'm not a great detective like Mr. Jones. I don't have a gift of knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Nadahodo? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's some discrepancy in Miss Babala's story, I'm sure. Just going to put a finger on it. I confess, I wasn't intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issue in the matter. Oh. I am only present here for a specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Nadahodo, is simply a distraction. A distraction? Help you find out your shackles too uncomfortable. Not again! When did he do that? Especially as they're your wrist as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we get to the next port call. You were Mr. Schultz? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow to his conclusion. No further distractions. You uncovered the real truth here, Mr. Nadahodo. Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this discrepancy is without a story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. The truth about how you really died. About the scene of your cabin really came to be. Alright, see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Nadahodo. So then, shall we begin? Yes! What should I ponder first? The victim lost his life in a cabin that was bolted and shut? Was this really unfortunate accident? Or was this not in fact an accident at all? We established in the first instance. Well, we already established it, haven't we? That man tripped over the kid and climbed into the cabin by a ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense it's really what happened. Does it? But how did the Russian text came to be, though? The Russian on the floor. I'm gonna have to ask you to spell it out, I'm afraid. Yes, sure, it's take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and the story here. The evidence is rank because of his cabin undeniable. His death could possibly have been an accident. Really? Let us show your hand, Mr. Hold on, 10% the evidence. The evidence that proves the quantity of the victim's death is no mere accident. It's in Russian. Here's the thing. Look at this. Is that the crime scene photo? The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. Wasn't it it has to be either the ship log, nothing to report, and then after that, no report, or the picture. But let's go with the ship's log. Unfortunately, trying to make this evidence, I think. Fuck! Shit! God damn it. It has to be like the actual crime scene photo because look, it says Russian. Then why is it in Russian? The truth is recorded in photographic print. It has to be here. There's no way that Mr. Sogi could have left his message on the floor. That's true. The script, it's Russian, isn't it? Then he'd never known Russian. Indeed it is. It should be his wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people leave a dying message in their native language, Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. No, that can't be the case at all. It's a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. I can't even read Russian, no! That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he was Russian or not. Sorry? What do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Soki could have left this message on the floor, and the reason why is clear explained here. Damage to the resulted in instant death. Huh. He could have not, you know... Oh wait, is there an updated autopsy report? Which means after the victim fell before, he could possibly have written anything. Because he was already dead. That's not the only reason either. There's something else found in Mr. Soki's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been the words Savannah told us was true. What? Since I decided to notice it too then. Something gets the truth away, not a piece of evidence to prove the words. That proves she was there. Ship's log? Ha! The ship's log feels important though. The message on the floor said there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence. It's the mark on the floor because you see the little object. Mark on the floor. This, the broken piece of glass next to the mark on the floor, is this glass Bellicane was around its neck, so I already know that, but it's broken in half and the victim tripped over and fell. There's a factor explanation, so it's a law of logic. Unfortunately, there's a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened? Then what? Then how did the other half get here? Huh. Yes, I remember we found the other half in the waste paper basket. What do you care to explain on this, Bob? Oh, no. Both of these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Soki died last night in the cabin, there was someone else in that room. And that same person was deliberately trying to arrange the scene, or to cover up his or her own guilt. Yet, there was someone else present at Mr. Soki's. You're wasting time! Someone else was there! Duh! Of course, we know this! What are you talking about? Me? The black booker was both the shot for him said there's no way in or out. Oh, yes. But wait! The only other person in the cabin, a young student, died was you! It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian, so there's no way I would have left that message. No, not would have. There's no way you could have left a message to be precise about the details. Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor, and then attempted to incriminate me from the crime, even though I had been asleep the entire time. And then the same person picked up the broken glass bell and fell on the floor, and fear of becoming the evidence to show Mr. Soki really died. Why did I supposed to have taken all the pieces of the bell away? I mean, the half behind was going to raise questions. Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early morning, it would be quite dark. So only one piece was found, the other half was just kind of the single lamp suspended ceiling would have cast light onto the floor there. Little wonder then the culprit failed to notice a fragmented tiny item. You yourself suspect me, don't you? Oh! Seaman strong enough. Strong. Nina is a woman of sea. She's daughter of a strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was a dancer of the ship, a member of ship's band. You did not accuse Ship Angel of being criminal. Ah, so that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin? But that is not possible! I give my tooth! Well, this was interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? You're a good detective, so you should know. Look through thin eyes, Captain Borg, if shot from inside. I'm gonna go to the cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna split this into 2 parts. Like, I have an idea. I think what I'm gonna do is split this into 2 parts. Actually, hold on. I have an idea. I'm gonna split this video. I'm gonna split this into 2 parts. So like the first half of the case will be like, you know, will be split, and then like the second part will be like this. So I'm gonna do that because honestly, these are getting pretty long. I'm gonna talk to the Lord. It's possible. He's right. But wait, I've read all about detective stories. People often tie a thread around door latches so they can open and close from inside. Fred, are you stupid? Those buckets are not black doors. Seriously, those water-light doors would expect to find any modern steamship constructed of heavy steel, and then a gap in sight, no threads or needles, magnets can be used. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Nadahoda suggested earlier, so... How could you shift it onto me like that? So steam is strong enough to valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. But wait! What? Put it until you bolt the cabin door without laying a finger on it. There is a way. This very cabin, I see traces of effort have been used before. Don't believe it. Well, Mr. Nadahoda, you believe you mean a way from outside? One spring in mind, yes. Do you really know it? Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen. Indeed, we have. So, we call the honors, Mr. Nadahoda. Point out how it is. The books. Look at the bookcase there. It's toppled over. It looks like it toppled over. That must have happened if the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When engines flow in reverse, a violent jolt goes through the entire ship. Any small objects that are fastened down will fall over. I believe. Yes, it's known as a force of inertia acting of the objects. Is there nothing Sylvester doesn't know? This is your book at least. Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over these books in the bookcase also made something else in the cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. Ah! It was very obvious when the emergency stopped, just as the ship made earlier. It was come to this cabin not long before, and we had bolted the door. But then... Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance! Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Hosanaga. Oh, yes! That's it! That's when the ship stopped, the bullet suddenly flew. Yes, it made of metal, so small, light enough to be moved as the ship suddenly changed speed on the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that last night after Mr. Sogi was killed, the ship made an emergency stop? That's his booty. I made another emergency stop? When I woke up in the morning, I looked around the cabin and I found it a little odd. All the books and the shelves are toppled over and all the ornaments. And it was almost as if someone ran their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Oh, yes, I remember that. And I stood at them again, didn't I? When they came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing here. All the books and everything had toppled over just like in Mr. Sogi's cabin. Oh, how did I do? My controller just flew. I'm not even joking. Let me get that. Oh my god. It flew. Anything about this, Miss Babylon? Oh, sweet god. Are you out of your mind? You say, booty, I made an emergency stop. Yes. Does seem a little far-fetched. It possibly happened. Unless you're saying the culprit actually someone from the engine room? Oh, it is simple enough. Mario, come here, boy. Come here, booby. Mario, come here, little bitch. The button in the passageway outside. Used to trigger the emergency alarm. Oh, yes, of course. And there was a notice, wasn't there? Telling you to only press the button in time of emergency. On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captains would afford to rely on eyes to look out alone. And hence the placement of the number of buttons in the vessel had a crewman to raise the alarm. Right, boo-boo? The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. True. Wait! It was you! When the button pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed as it did a little earlier today. Oh my god! Mr. Sholmes, surely it wasn't you who... As I'd always say, a button, but it has one purpose in life. To be pressed! Whatever the occasion! He sounds almost proud of himself. How dare you mess with the ship! I report you to the captain, makes trouble now! No, I'm sure you're gonna wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel comes to an emergency stop, the bolts in the cabin door slide closed. So, what we must now consider... Yes, it all comes down to one thing. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Sogi, did this ship make an emergency stop, or did it not? You are idiots! Booty has made a huge ship of many passengers. It would make an emergency stop in the middle of the night. There would be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Nadahoda? Come here, Mario. Well, it is certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. The evidence that shows the fury that some emergency staff gripped the vessel last night? That's long. Stayman Strongnov. It's your duty to patrol the first class area of the ship, isn't that right? Da, that is correct. Why? And the ship's log here. This would be where you record the details of your duties. What did you do? That is mine! Ah, you're right. I carelessly left it on top of the little makeshift bureau in the passageway there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into care to mind and returned to you later. They left it on there on purpose when they put it always! The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances you write the phrase nothing to report on every 30 minutes. But from the 2 o'clock last night up until the first lights hit this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log? That is... Duh! Because nothing happened! And if nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you? Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m. something happened here aboard the SS Buria. Something sophisticatedly significant. Make you forget to fill the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish! It is perfectly honest. I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know how it feels like now. But we never felt it. The ship lurched so violently and the alarm bell was so loud. I can imagine that anybody would sleep through that if it ever happened in the dead of night. Oh, no, that's a good point. What of? The throbbing. Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We've all suffered with it. Ah! Oh, yes. I've had a headache. You're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you have been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right. My head's been throbbing today, too. It's the chicken! A puto chicken was infected! The puto chicken! It's the fucking chicken, man! The fucking chicken! A puto pollo! Okay, a puto pollo was it. I was eating dinner yesterday evening. Everything felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything what happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. El puto pollo. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. It was drugged. Drugged chicken! I've already been dragged out of the wardrobe. And all this cuss. Why didn't I wake up when all this happening to me? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, you boarded the vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes. Sorry. The stowaway class's accommodations don't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, Kazuma looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dishes served yesterday evening, take it. That roast chicken, that puta pollo was fucking raced with drugs. Yes, in fact. I had all that. Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it. Isn't that relevant? My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? El chicken, el puto pollo was frickin' drugged! Drugged pollo! I do. No. Really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered by the addition of sulfuric, designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. A sleeping drug? Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. That's a far-fetched idea. Precisely. What? Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a sporific drug would certainly be possible. Unless, that is, every single member of crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Sholmes! Well, see, man. Meh. The chicken. I'm sorry to say that any more description, no matter what you get, you know where. He refused to talk. He would inquiry made to the ship's company, shipping company, of course. And we were to happen, every member of the crew, the captain himself, would be hauled over the coals. Oh, shit. For aiding and abetting and a renegade. A renegade! Oh, bro, no. Oh. Please, no more. I will tell everything. Eh! I cannot make problems like this. For anyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. Comrades! Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. Well, agreed to help everyone together. But she threw away everything. Her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help a ranger. I don't believe it. Holy shit, dude. You were right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Chicken! Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Duh. It could not be called drug. How do you say? Dissolve. Wouldn't that be so obvious? Okay, here's the thing. What? Like, if I would know, like, if I ate something and, like, there was, like, a fucking pill in my food, I would notice, like, oh, like, if it's, like, a little lump, I'd be like, oh, what the fuck is this? I would be like that. How do you not? Okay. Talk about heavy seasoning. At midnight in waters near Shanghai, we brought a ranger on board. So she was helped by comrades on shore of a small fishing boat. Oh, that makes sense. One of the passengers of the SS Buria slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion, their evening meals are contained. So if that's what happened, the only people who waked the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could use the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin's door. But how does this make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case. It would have been a complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Yeah, of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten the evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by the tiredness because of the sleeping drug. It was like the what portion of drug though? Because there's portions, those are portions. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins at that night. Yes, they were all asleep. The overwhelming majority of the passengers would habitually sleep in the cabin doors bolted anyway, so not any of them would have found it remarkable the door locked in the morning. Yeah, that's true. That is pretty true. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt to the single cabin door in the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. You have talked a long time and said many things, but this point. The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present at the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who felt like Russia attempted to incriminate another. And we tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. There's someone who would abuse the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. I'm busy now. But I don't know anything about this. I'm just a little girl. You like to speak with long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I'm a sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories we don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. Labial trait. What? I am quite the same disposition, my good man. Observation is to me everything. Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes. Do you hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt in the wind. What's accusatory cry of guilt? So sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man, but you can't hear such call with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes. The observation basis of all deduction. This is gonna be the final one. It's gonna be the final deduction. What are you talking about? It's gonna be the final deduction. I believe the time has come. For the one final logic and reasoning spectacular. That is the final one. For truth! Yeah, this is it. This is the final one, actually. I lied. This is the final one. So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation with your fellow, just as I said, 2 procedures. Observation! So, if you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we, by tampering with the scene of Mr. Asogi's death. It looks like some trace of evidence that one of the traces happened. Precisely. Which I think has meaning. Alright, so you can tell. So we're looking at trace of evidence that shows someone else was there to slice this creep. Chunky arms! Let me see what chunky arms. Chunky! He has arms like tree trunks, mostly hairy tree trunks. Yeah, certainly the sailor's arms. He was born a man of the sea. Even if I had been awake, I couldn't have done anything but being dragged out of worship as man. Naruhodo-san? Are you alright? You've been lost and fought. Oh, sorry. Blame those hairy tree trunks. There it is, the ink stain. Oh, look at this. Some kind of stain in the usual place. Yes, you're right. It looks like ink, if not mistaken. Ink. It looks like it's colored too. That's where it came from. It's purple ink. Ink stain! Same man strong enough. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Eh! Ah, yes, I don't know what that dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind in the stain? What are you trying to say? It would appear the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow me to make it plain. Very strange purple stain from the big strong uniform. I think was made as clear. It is indeed. So, Mr. Strong enough. So, Mr. Not my pleasure. Alright then. Some evidence to prove the stain was there. Boop! Here we go! Yes, it's a photograph. The ink shows. It will stay in your uniform. Ink. Come here, Mario! Mario! It's the usual color. Ink purple. Ah! The penny drops to last. Nice significance. It's in Russian, too. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body is written in purple ink. Mario, come here, boy. Come here. What are you doing? The stain in the back of your uniform, exactly the same color. Come here, Mario. The ink had been dry when it possibly stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the most moments immediately after the ink was spilled. Alright. Yes, it was me. I did it. Everything. Ah! You admit it? I arranged everything in that student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. And I pressed button to make Buri and do emergency stop and bolt cabin door shut. I did everything so no one would suspect an angel. Beth, please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. He was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then an angel came to me. She was white like a sheet. Beth, please, you must come help me. I can't do Russian, so I'm sorry. I went with her. The door to the cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw a student's boy on the floor. What happened here? What happened? Please, don't tell anyone. My little one. My little furry friend. Everything that happened in the cabin like Angel told you. The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Sogi's cabin. And he tripped over and broke his neck when he fell on the floor. Damn, that poor neck. Yes, that is right. So after the incident when the cat ran away, Miss Bavola then visited the cabin next to hers. Only to find his occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard the sound of something falling on the floor. Then she went to look. No, Angel. The door was not locked. So she opened and looked and already know what happened after. There was just one thing, if you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Sogi's cabin, Miss Bavola, was he already dead? Why? I already told you! When Nina opened door to the student's cabin and looked inside, I asked him Miss Bavola. Miss Pavlova? Duh. Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. He was dark. He was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. So, Stefan, have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? Ah, something very, really important is in my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes? This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly, and the unfortunate incident perpetuated events akin on the victim stumbled. However, those effects on a particular area in this photograph still seem somewhat unnatural. What do you mean, unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, well... The Smith tripped over and fell, but some shock broke his neck, which seems unnatural. Isn't that the way his finger is positioned? Because remember, look at his other hand. It's like in a fist. The other, it's his finger. It's his hand. This word Russian clearly wasn't written by Kazuma. If you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point. Very true. Sorry, predicament doesn't mean it's culprit. I didn't mean the word. Fuck. Your fast versus home to your gentle guidance. If Kazuma tripped and fell by some terrible stroke of bad luck and broke his neck. Yeah, this one is a bit of an odd one. Yeah, I'm going to think it's like, which part of the photograph seems unnatural? It's like his hand, because like, look at his hand. You see how his hand is like, kind of like in this position? It's kind of odd, isn't it? But there has to be something else. There has to be something. Which is his hand, which is clenched in the fist, while his other hand is not. So remember, his other hand, his left hand is clenched, while the other is like his fingers, you know, kind of like to write something, which he didn't write because he died instantly. So it has to be his hand. All right, it fell due to an unfortunate accident. Then his fist just seems quite right. The exact thought came to me. In a fall, one's instinct is open palms flat. Yet here, the victim's left hand is slightly tight balled in the fist. Almost, you might say, as though it's gripping something. What do you mean? Slipping into victim's liberty. Investigating the victim's fist shortly well after. You did? And what's pray to mention found here, my dear fellow? Mr. Sholmes. Show us, please! Why, of course, my dear madam, nobody keep you in suspense. The earring. This is what I found. Oh, crescent moon, little gemstone in the middle? Yes, you're right. Crescent moon is very pretty. This does nothing. I'm not sure. Crescent moon looks familiar. Somehow seen it before. Observation, Mr. Nahodo, is the key. The truth is intensely close. We've seen it. We have seen it. So we have seen it before. So it's pretty obvious where this. It's the right ear. Miss Bavola, I noticed that on your ear. Even though it's a metal earring, the decorative part is gone. The little link is holding is broken, I suppose. What? But looking at your inner ear, I noticed a crescent moon. I don't believe it. Now, the missing crescent moon is the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there was only logical collusion. She was there at the time. She was in the scene. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Nahodo? Yes. She was at the scene. Miss Bavola, Mr. Sugi must have grasped the crescent moon and pulled it off from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night, Mr. Sugi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at the arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Sugi do that? Why did he pull your earring in your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during the final moments? Oh no. Angel. No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Bavola, tell us the truth last night. What did you do to Kazuma? What happened, bro? Tell me everything. What happened? When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto the huge ship. And then, when I was in the last cabin, I could relax after a horrible long day. Tarika, wait! Hi, Mario. How's my boyo? I couldn't believe she disappeared to the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Tarika would not come back. So you went to the other room. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh! I'm sorry. I thought he was a friend of mine. The young man from your country. He was very polite and kind. He helped me find Darkra and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, I was going to leave the man's cabin. Just a moment. Just a moment. Sorry, but... Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Ah! Ah, of course. You're Nicola Pavola, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land far away east know a Russian ballerina? So she freaked out. Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I've read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. So she freaked out. I see. So you've run away. Please keep me a secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. So he went to, oh. He's gonna pull the cord. He's gonna tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? So she freaked out. Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait! I shouted, and then that guy jumped out of the van and the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me. Oh! I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling everyone about me. And that's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Strongnov, who was on duty in the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and fall on the floor, so I ran to her. So standing at cabin door, shaking like a leaf, she looked at me and she said, "Help me, Biff. If they find out, I will be pleased. I have nowhere to go." So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things at Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it, so that no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door. Yes. I went to the cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway and Wardrobe still sleeping. Right, that's when you found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the Stowaway. A closer Wardrobe doesn't put up the strange paper sign. Luckily for me, the only reason Sister San started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged young man's body to go place. I used ink spilling with floor right on floor. I wrote, so the person who found looked inside the wardrobe to find Stowaway. So tell me, what was the glass bell? It was in my face. I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in the cabin. I did notice I got half. Then Angel went back to the cabin, and I finished job by pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway? Yes. Accordingly, the SS Buria did indeed come in emergency halt a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt in the cabin door to sight shut and create a locked room mystery. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you ran away from your homeland. It's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain and you pushed him? Isn't that right? Yes, but even if you have the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would it even be a problem? That's what he said first. That made me scared. What he said first? What are you doing here this time of night, Inspector? Oh! I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. He said an inspector was his friend. Ah, yes, meaning me, who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought the police knew about me, they would arrest me. Oh, so before you could pull the bell cord, I... May I stop you for a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Soki really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. No, I don't think so. He was going towards the wardrobe. He was going towards Yudosuke. It's very definite. What? What do you think, Mr. Nadahodo? Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done it. No, he was walking over to do it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Nadahodo, the day's work is not yet done. It seems there's more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes, was actually the victim was about to moment. I know exactly. He was looking at me. He was looking at us. We will determine whether young man's case was directed. That's easy. I remember every detail of the room. I mean, yes, it's supposed to be in the wardrobe, but the cabin has been home for the entire voyage. So the castle looked last night. So this was on that. Yes, exactly how it was. He was looking at us, the wardrobe. Considering everything that happened last night, certainly it may have looked like though Kazuma was going to ring bell cord. Yes, however, he was looking at us, when directly beside the bell cord, the wardrobe. Wardrobe. And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Ah! Miss Pavlova, please, think back very carefully. What were Mr. Sogi's exact words last night? Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Another opinion? Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Sogi intended to closest friend in the matter. To see, between them, they might be able to help some way, no doubt. Oh no, it was a huge misunderstanding, goddamn! Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure Mr. Sogi was looking for him. And not freak out. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Pavlova. I want you to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. I'm sorry. Really, I am so sorry. What have I done? Well, and so, at long last, the mystery surrounding that tragic incident at SS Buria was finally laid to rest. But what happened to Miss Pavlova now? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Reparate her? Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort it all out. Mr. Sholmes can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return to the future, I doubt she won't be able to. She ran away, now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Seem a strong move. I wanted to help an angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you. About you lost a good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste, but... well, do what you can do for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Da. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive to Hong Kong tomorrow, as much as it pains me. I'm going to have to go to the consul, arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes, it did stow away after all. Really couldn't expect any difference. So, we should get back to your cabin now. Looks like the study tour Great Britain will be over before it begun then. To think that only days ago, Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. That seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it something weepy? Susato-san? Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back for long. Inspector Hosanaga just told me I should pack, ready to leave the ship tomorrow. Oh, man. I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Susato-san. Had such grand ideas for visiting the Great Britain, so many dreams, and now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible, but now we know the truth. It was just an accident, just a silly series of mishaps and misunderstandings. It's too much in that Naruhodo-san. It's just too much. Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Inspector, my duty was to see Osogi-san safely to Great Britain, but I failed. I caused these two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for the terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again. What? Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo. What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I thought it was a ghost picture wearing the shackles. I thought the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry. So I decided to restore them. For old time's sake, shall we? You're stowaway after all. He thinks this is funny. Mr. Sholmes? We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not at all. Not at all. Though it's a little late, maybe I'll just say condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heart-wrenching. I hope you'll be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute! It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway! The terms of the study tour were to negotiate by the Department of Justice, both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. It was to be. In the light of Mr. Osogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications to obtain in own country will be a little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good amount of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves a suitable lawyer. Yes. Mrs. Ethel? Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? Huh? But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless you're studying law? No, I'm not, but... I'm so sorry. In that case, I don't think there's a chance it could work. But as I said, there is still more than a month before we reach English shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month in which to study to learn what I must become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo? That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all that in just 40 days? There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma. He said there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let it all passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Susato? I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No. This is madness. Yeah, fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating? Duty and rules are a dull routine of existence that we all look for. Give us interest. Give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character. No? I mean, he isn't wrong. Seriously, they'll fuck like straight up. Like, oh, you need this many fuck off. Evidence of his man's character today with your own eyes. From the early hours in the morning until his very moments now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector! After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? Oh my god, I love you, man. I said that I'd do anything to make it up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector! If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss with you next and make a report. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know, everything about being a lawyer? I would be delighted to help you. I am digital assistant after all. Thank you. And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this. What? Me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. His name is Karuma. It's a great sword that has been Sogi clan for generations. Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it. Always. So then, Miss Susato. It seems we'll be working together for some time. It'll be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shall grant you a single minute of freedom. It's a 50th share moments per step. Yes, that's exactly what I need! Even if it's killing me. But, before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you two. Goodness, what is it? Please throw me to the ground. 3 times. What?! I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course, you had never done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away. No! I will let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you. And just 5 times! That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it! Don't even think about it. No. I don't even know how. I never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. Is it skills? Where is it? Because of training? Oh, Mr. Cholmes. I observed you throwing techniques several times with great interest. I confess I'm most impressed. When did he see that? I presume they perform Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, anyway, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of ancient Japanese jiu-jitsu technique. Apparently it's called Susato Takedown. It leaves your head swimming. Believe me. How beguiling. I'm a practitioner of the combative arts myself, as somewhat of an accomplished boxer. There he goes, dancing around again and again. I wonder if it also kind of struck me on the technique of a wrestling turning throw. Yes, I'd be honored! Then let us not dally. Demonstrate to my dear madam. Oh, of course! Are you ready? Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry. Hiya! you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh, yes. Asserting indeed. That's what you term the susato takedown, is it? Actually, no. That was the susato squash. In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from the evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Garuma. That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Usogi clan. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking katana to a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Garuma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels the wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. Oh, sacrifice and make it happen. I appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. I'll see it through the end with you. We're almost done with this episode. Whew. I'll go ahead and go downstairs once it's over. I know you're gonna let me down. The important thing he had to do. I still don't know what that is. Mario, you feel something? But I'm going to see that place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. Let me guess. To calm down. The dogs. Okay. Oh, that's easy. Alright, so anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this very long two-parter. Please like, comment, subscribe, or whatever. And next time we're going to go ahead and start the third case. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. This is a mostly trial case. There is a little bit of investigation, but it's mostly just a pure trial. So this is not a pure trial case. So yeah, we're going to start episode 3 of The Adventure of the Runaway Room. See you guys then. Bye.